Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Daytona Milton Keynes. Whether you're here at trackside or tuning in through the YouTube channel, we've got 3 hours of karting coming your way. We've got D-Maxes and N35s out on the circuit for their 40-minute practice session. And at the end of that practice session, we'll be having a short qualifying session before heading into our 3-hour endurance race. We have a total of 16 teams out today in the N35 category. We've got the CI Group N35, the Wacky Races, Amateur Hour Karting, or Amateur Hour Racing, sorry, Fox Motorsport, Lorries Block Paving, Ben Peach, Team Superbad, Women Racing in TRX, the Race Academy TRX2, the Race Academy TRX5, and the Race Academy TRX3. Meanwhile, in the D-Max category, we've got CI Group D-Max, Corner Rascal Racing, TOR Racing, TRX Racing going solo, and TRX Racing going solo. So we've got 2 single TRX teams over in the D-Max category, and those D-Maxes do give you a bit of a physical bashing sometimes at this circuit. So doing a whole 3 hours and 40 minutes of practice session as well on their own is going to be a bit of a test of stamina, I think. We'll see how they get on. Might have to have a check-in with them as the race goes on, see how they're physical, how they're doing physically. Although I say that, can't really do that because they're never going to be out of the cart, so can never really have a chat with them. Currently, the fastest time of the session is TRX Racing going solo. They have put in a 1:07.5, nearly 2 seconds quicker than anyone else out on track. The next quickest team is just TRX Racing in the 110 kart, followed by CI Group D-Max. Then it's a couple of seconds back to TOR Racing. Meanwhile, in the N35 class, it is CI Group N35, currently with Barry Morris at the wheel, who have set the quickest time of a 1:13.4. Then we've got Team Superbad with a 1:13.8, followed by Amateur Hour Racing and the Race Academy TRX3. Keep your eyes out as well for Lorries Block Paving. In the 35 car has James Brown at the wheel, who came second in the N35 Super Champs last season. So a very quick and competent driver is James. And I'm sure he'll be looking to qualify right up at the front with his old championship nemesis, Barry Morris. We should be getting a rather entertaining first hour, first 45 minutes of the race, depending on how far those fuel tanks can go. Here goes the number 2 car across the line. One of the Club 73 drivers racing for the Race Academy TRX2. And there goes the 35 car across the line, currently with Adam Laurie at the wheel. That's enough to go into P3 currently with a 1:13.6, just 2/10 shy of CI Group N35, and Team Superbad at the top of the times with a 1:13.0. CI Group D-Max putting in a new personal best and a new fastest lap of the session. The 106.0. TRX Racing going solo a 106.2. And then it's a second down to TRX Racing with a 107.7. Barry Morris first drive in the N35 class to get into the 112, so 112.498. Half second clear of Team Superbad, who are in turn a further 4/10 clear of TRX3, the Race Academy. And then comes Laurie's Block Paving with a 113.6. As we have a kart into the pit lane. So one of our kart testers will be getting into this kart and out onto circuit. And that is the number 10, it looks like. And that is Fox Motorsport, who have currently set a best time of a 1:15.0. 2 seconds off the pace, or off the quickest time that has been set so far anyway. And there goes the 107 car of CI Group D-Max across the line. Currently at the top of the times. Last time round putting in a 105.9. And Barry Morris has a bit of company now from the number 7 kart. Sorry, that's not the number 7 kart, the number 2 kart. The Race Academy TRX2. So both of them separated by just a small amount on circuit. TRX2 putting in a 114.7 on that last lap, whereas CI Group N35 a 112.1. CI Group D-Max putting in another 105.8, but an 837 this time round. So we've got our first D-Max in the pit lane for a driver swap. That is car 116 TOR Racing. Here comes the 108 kart. TRX Racing going solo. They put in a 106.6. CI Group D-Max once again over the line, 106.5. Sucking a bit of traffic on that particular lap. As Adam Laurie over the line, a 113.7. That 113.7. Just 6/10 shy of the Race Academy TRX3, who are currently sitting in 3rd place in the standings. Here comes the 108 over the line. Is it an improvement? No, not quite. A 106.3. The 10th shy of their current personal best. As into the pits comes the 112 car. That's Corner Rascal Racing. They're currently 5th overall with a 109.9 personal best. Our kart tester is into the pit lane. Number 12 kart goes over the line. CI Group N35. Is that Callum Poulter? I don't think it is. I think his helmet's slightly different, but at the top of the times they are, nonetheless. Having made a driver change with Barry Morris. And just to let everyone know as well, we have this race, well, it's being commentated here trackside. It is also up on YouTube, so if you want to share it to any of your friends and family so that they can watch the racing action or listen in to the racing action, as it is pretty much an audio-only commentary. There is a little camera that I've got, but it's not really seeing a lot of the circuit. You can find it on Twitch, Milky Serial TV, or you can just search in, what have I put the title as? Daytona Milton Keynes, 7th May 2023 endurance event. There goes the number 2 TRX2, the Race Academy kart. A 113.4, a couple of tenths shy of their personal best. They need to find about 1/10 if they want to jump up into 3rd and ahead of their TRX teammates. Currently 4/10 clear of Laurie's Block Paving and Amateur Hour Racing, a further 2/10 back. So the top 5 in the N35 class are separated by about a second, just over a second. Meanwhile, domination for the CI Group D-Max 107 kart, currently 6/10 quicker than anyone else out on circuit. 1.3 seconds quicker than 3rd place. Could be in for a good battle though between Corner Rascal Racing and TOR Racing. They're only separated by a couple of tenths at the moment. There goes kart 108 over the line. TRX Racing going solo. 106.7 on that lap. Apparently the 110 TRX Racing kart has come into the pit lane and is having a little mechanical checkup.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a message from race control. We have the team manager from the Wacky Races to the bottom of race control stair, please. The Wacky Races, please come to the bottom of race control stairs. Thank you.
It's a very hot and sunny day here in Milton Keynes. Here comes the number 2 car over the line, the Race Academy TRX2. Currently a 10th shy of TRX3. And that time round, a 113.494, 2/10 off their personal best. CI Group N35 still at the top of the times. Team Superbad in second, not doing too badly, in fairness to them. About 9/10 from second down into fifth. The CI Group N35 half second ahead of the rest of the field at the moment. We're halfway through our practice session, 20 minutes now remain. As we have a spinner on the exit of turn 9. They'll be able to recover after that spin or half spin. Corner Rascal Racing improving in the 112 kart, up into 4th place with a 107.5. In a bit of no man's land, currently 6/10 slower than TRX Racing in 3rd, and nearly an entire second quicker than TOR Racing in 5th. As kart 108 makes its way into the final couple of corners. And across the line for TRX Racing going solo. It's another 106, but a 106.6. Nearly half a second shy of their personal best of the day. Improvement for the Race Academy TRX2. They are still in 4th with a 113.238. So it's an improvement, but I think it's a relatively small improvement. Also an improvement as well for Laurie's Block Paving, a 114.384. We'll see how much that changes when James Brown gets at the wheel of the 35 kart. Fox Motorsport jump up into 7th place with a 140.279. Kart 116 over the line as well. TOR Racing, a 109.4 that time round, a second off their personal best. As that is a very nice Club 73 kart into the pit lane for the number 2, the Race Academy TRX. So I'm seeing James Brown also getting ready to have his switch over. You're going to put it on pole, James. I like the confidence. So I'm seeing Henry Trino as well. Is that a new suit for Henry? And helmet as well. Ooh, someone's got a lot of money. I do like the helmet. The suit's quite plain though. The suit needs a bit of a design added to it somewhere. And there is James Brown into the kart. Adam Laurie out of the kart. Adam Laurie putting in a good stint. P5 currently. Just over a second off Barry Morris at the top of the times. I think Henry is going to be taking over for the business N35. Oh, sorry, not the business, CI Group D-Max. Oh, that's Charlie Smith out in the number 12 kart now. Taking over from, it might have been Callum Poulter. So the Race Academy TRX2 with a new driver at the wheel. Same for the CI Group N35 kart. CI Group D-Max kart will be having a driver swap as well shortly. With Henry Trino will be taking over. So out of the pits goes another kart and another driver change coming through. TRX Racing going solo in the 108 car, just 3/10 shy of the CI Group D-Max in the 107. Speaking of the 107, is that a Cooper Wozniak I see into the pits? And Henry Trino will be taking over. That CI Group D-Max team have got some very quick drivers at their disposal. Here comes James Brown though over the line. How's he doing? New personal best for Laurie Block Paving with James Brown at the wheel, a 1:13.3. A 10th shy of the Race Academy TRX2, 2/10 shy of the Race Academy TRX3, but I'm sure as James Brown gets a few more laps in, his pace is going to be rocketing like a rocket ship. James Brown being passed by a couple of the D-Max drivers, and then that might cost him a bit of time on this lap. But still an improvement for James Brown, a 1:13.2. Up into P4 now. 1:12.0 for the CI Group N35 car. That's Charlie Smith at the wheel. Very good lap for Charlie. He continues to extend the CI Group's lead at the top of the times. As that's Ewan Clements. Now, Ewan, racing for Clean Shoes Racing, I recognize that name, BUKC driver, British University's karting championship. I think I was racing against him over the weekend. I think I beat him. Winky face. So number 16 goes over the line. That's the Race Academy TRX3, currently sitting in 3rd place. Henry Trino over the line then for CI Group D-Max. 106.4. Slower than Kuba. I'm sure in the inter-team rivalry, Kuba will have a little smile on his face. Should be a good race at the top of the D-Max field between CI Group and TRX Racing going solo. So over the line goes Ewan Clements in that Clean Shoes Racing kart. Oh, very good time for Ewan Clements. A 1:03.8 takes them up a position ahead of Fox Motorsport. And now in P7. Oh, 1:11.9 from Charlie Smith. Charlie's absolutely flying on circuit. James Brown over the line. Is that an improvement for James? Current personal best, a 1:13.0 P3. 3.5 tenths shy of Team Superbad in second. And here comes Ewan Clements. Now I'm trying to remember what university does Ewan race for. Can't quite remember. I'm going to have to do a cheeky little Google, I think. It's the University of Bath. There we go. Don't know if it's Club 100 or BUKC that was racing against them, but it was one of the two. There goes Henry Trina over the line, followed by the 110 TRX Racing car. TRX Racing going solo over the line as well, a 107.6 on that lap, caught up in a bit of traffic. 112.9 for James Brown in the Lorry's block paving car, 3/10 shy of Team Superbad. A second off the fast lap that has been set by Charlie Smith for CI Group N35. We've got a spinner at turn 10. Three and a half minutes remaining in our practice session, and then we will be promptly moving on to qualifying. The 108 car is into the pit. It's currently sitting second in the timing screens. Another improvement for CI Group N35 in that number 12 car with, I believe, still Charlie Smith at the wheel. 111.9. Nearly a second quicker than Team Superbad. And there goes number 7 over the line. The Wacky Races. The 123.2. Drivers are making their way into the pit lane to get fueled up for qualifying so that they can start the race with as much fuel as possible. Here comes Henry Trina. Over the line in the 107 kart. Apparently, I always pronounce his name wrong, so I don't know if I'm doing a better job of it today, but I'm sure I'll find out. Improvement from Corner Rascal Racing in the 112 kart sees them up into P4 in the D-Max class. A 117.1, just 2/10 shy of TRX Racing. No other improvements apart from the Wacky Races. They've just put in a 119.8, and they're now just 5 seconds off Boomin Racing and TRX before they were nearly 10. So finding a lot of time up, they are. Ewan Clements is into the pits. It is number 10. Is that the Fox Motorsport car? Sorry, the number 5, the Clean Shoes Racing. And the checkered flag is out now. So practice draws to a close. And we get ready for qualifying to get underway. No more improvements coming through that I can see on the timing screens. But it's looking like we're in for another CI group domination here today. So we're going to take a short break, and when we return we will be heading into qualifying. Another reminder that you can share the stream with any of your friends or family at home who might be wanting to stay up to date with the racing. Milky Serial TV on YouTube. So we are underway then for qualifying of the D-Max category. 10 minutes on the clock. 5 drivers out on circuit. So we're waiting for the first hot laps of the session to come through. And it looks like it's going to be the TRX Racing going solo kart that will be first across the line, followed by the 112 Corner Rascal Racing kart. Here comes the 107 CI Group D-Max over the line. They were fastest in practice and they'll be expecting to put it on pole. That's a 120 TRX Racing car comes over the line, puts in a 108.0 CI Group D-Max with a 106.1. So I think that first banker lap time from CI Group D-Max might be enough to net them pole anyway. No back markers or anything to navigate through, so just a clean, quick lap from whoever's at the wheel of the kart. I recognise the helmet and suit, but I forget the name of the driver. Currently 3.5 seconds separating the field. So 108 car improves with a 106.5. Corner Rascal Racing go up to third with a 107.9. 116 car just getting overtaken now by the 107, so I doubt this is going to be an improvement for CI Group D-Max. And indeed it isn't, a 110.793. Improvement though for TOR Racing in the 116, the 108.3, 2.2 seconds separating the 5 drivers out on circuit. CI Group D-Max with a new fast lap of qualifying, a 105.7, which takes them 0.6 clear of TRX Racing going solo. Otherwise, it would have been a close 0.2 separating those two teams. Still less than 2 seconds separating the field, which is rather impressive between these 5 karts, considering as well the pace of CI Group D-Max, and they've got some very, very quick drivers in that team. Quick announcement for all of our N35 drivers, if they could make their way to the end of pit lane so we can get you in your seats and out for qualifying shortly. That would be wonderful. Thank you. As is that a trip into the pit lane for the CI Group D-Max cart? I think it is. They're quite happy with that 105.7. And they're going to save a bit of fuel, I guess, or some tyre life. So over the line comes the 108. Is that an improvement on the 106? It is a 106.2 this time around. 4 tenths shy of CI Group D-Max. A further half a second back is TRX Racing with the 106.7. And here comes the 116 and the 120. Another lap in for the 108 kart. This time only a 106.7, half a second off the fastest lap. 112 over the line, a 107.1. Good improvement, still 4 tenths off TRX Racing in the 120 kart though. Speaking of the 120 kart, here it comes out of turn 10, has dropped back from the 116 kart. Is this going to be an improvement then for TOR Racing and maybe up into P4? 107.4, just 3 tenths shy now of the 112 kart. So here comes TRX Racing going solo in the 108 through the final corner once more to start their penultimate lap of qualifying. A 106.096, so 3 tenths shy of CI Group D-Max, but that lap was good enough to beat the provisional lap set by CI Group D-Max. I said would have probably been enough to take pole. It wouldn't have been. So it's a good thing they did improve on their lap time before coming back into the pits. As here comes the 116 kart and the 120. It's not an improvement for the 116 or the 120. High 107 for TOR Racing and a low 107 for TRX Racing. Checkered flag is being ready. It's going to come out just after TRX Racing going solo come across the line. The 106.9 that time around from TRX Racing going solo. 112 over the line. We'll see the checkered flag. Is that an improvement? It is a 107.0 by a few hundredths. Not enough, though, to make any changes to the timings or to the final qualifying results. What about the 116 and the 120? Checkered flag is out. 107.2 is an improvement for TOR Racing. Is it an improvement for TRX Racing? It is indeed. Sorry, no, it's not. It's a 107.6. So just waiting for one team to make their way through the final set of corners. And here is TRX Racing going solo. Can they improve? Can they snatch pole away from CI Group D-Max, who decided to abandon qualifying a bit early? They were confident with the lap times they had set. Head tucked down. I think that's going to be an improvement. only a 106.4. So 3.5 tenths off their personal best, 3 tenths off the fastest lap time set by CI Group D-Max. And the rest of the field will head into pit. So your final qualifying results are CI Group D-Max on pole, TRX Racing going solo second, TRX Racing third, Corner Rascal Racing fourth, and TOR Racing in fifth. And with that, we are going to await for our D-Maxes to come into the pit lane, get our N35s into their carts, and get our second qualifying session of the day underway. I think Laurie's Block Paving with James Brown at the wheel have an outside chance of picking up pole. But I think the favourites are going to be Charlie Smith in that CI Group N35 kart. We'll see what Ewan Clements can do for Clean Shoes Racing. And then, of course, you can't discount the number 19 team, Team Superbad. I think they were second in practice, if memory serves me correctly. But it will be Charlie Smith who leads the field over the line ahead of James Brown. And these first couple of laps are going to be very important. Particularly for James Brown, because he's got Charlie Smith in front of him just to act as a bit of motivation for him to try to close in through qualifying. Maybe get a bit of slipstream on the back straight. Here comes Charlie Smith then round the final corner, followed by James Brown. I think this is a very good lap for James Brown. And it might take Clean Shoes Racing to the top of the times. And Clean Shoes Racing second behind Laurie's Block Paving. And then CI Group N35 at the top of the times, 6/10 between them. So it is Charlie Smith at the top of the times. And James Brown's lap not quite good enough to take first. Fox Motorsport in fourth, ahead of the Race Academy TRX2. Then it's Amateur Hour Racing, TRX3, TRX5, Women Racing and TRX, the Wacky Races, and Team Superbad. Team Superbad in the pit lane currently, or they were. I think they came into the pits just to see how much lead they could take off after having fueled up. And now that they've done that, they will head back out onto circuit for some more qualifying laps. A lot of teams forget that once you've fueled up your karts for qualifying, you can take a bit of lead off because you will still be over the weight limit. Here comes Charlie Smith, and this time he's definitely pulled from James Brown visibly by about half a second to a second. And he has got a second quicker than James Brown on that lap. Clean Shoes Racing, though, in the number 5 car, Ewan Clements picks up P2. A 10th clear of Laurie's Block Paving. Fox Motorsports also improving with a 1:13.593. And there goes the number 19 of Team Superbad over the line, with William Stevenson at the wheel of the kart. Here is Charlie Smith and James Brown at the front of the field. As much as the front of the field means anything in qualifying. And there is Ewan Clements in that blue suit, light blue helmet, very easily visible. And then the number 10 and the number 2 karts in front. Fox Motorsports currently running in P4. No improvement for Fox Motorsports that time round. What about for Clean Shoes Racing? I think they go a couple of seconds slower than before. As the number 19 kart goes over the line, that's Team Superbad. Only, oh, it is a good time. It's a 1:13.1 P3. 4/10 off Laurie's Block Paving, which is James Brown. James Brown and Adam Laurie's team. Charlie Smith makes his way into the final corner now. Oh, I've just realised. Do we have new painted curbs? They're very nice. I don't know how I've only just spotted that. I knew there was something different about the circuit. The number 2 and 10 carts come across the line. It's an improvement for the number 2, not an improvement for the number 10. The Race Academy TRX2 with a 113.5. 2/10 shy of Clean Shoes Racing. Number 19 goes over the line. Second lap in for William Stevenson. And it is P2, a 112.574. 2/10 clear of James Brown as the Race Academy TRX3 put in a 113.2. And that is going to take them up into P4. 10th clear of Clean Shoes Racing and Ewan Clements. Here comes the number 7, the Wacky Races over the line. They've been getting faster and faster over practice and qualifying. A 118.7. I think that is their best lap time of the day. So here is Charlie Smith around the final corner. And then comes James Brown. No improvement for Charlie Smith. A 10th and a half off his personal best. No improvement either for James Brown. 2/10 off his PB. Team Superbad trying to navigate through some of the traffic. Found a way through on the number 12 cart. Sorry, the number 13 cart. Going to get a little push through turn 1. Maybe this is an opportunity for him to set a very good lap time. He almost got a new personal best on that lap. A 112.592. If he didn't have to go and make an overtake, it might have been a 112.4, 112.3. Improvement as well for TRX5 last time round and TRX2. Amateur Hour Racing also improving with a 113.938. So number 7, Wacky Race, come across the line. Can they get into the 117s? It's another 118.7 for them. A couple of hundreds shy of their personal best. Here comes Charlie Smith then around the final corner. 1 minute 30 on the clock. He'll get 2 more laps now. 111.804, 10th up on his personal best. And a new fastest lap of the session. 112.8 there for James Brown. As the 2, 10 and 5 carts come across the line. It's an improvement for the number 5 cart, Clean Shoes Racing. Jump up into 4th place with a 113.0. Improvement as well for Fox Motorsports in that number 10 car. What about the number 19, Team Superbad over the line? 113.0. They had a bit of traffic on that lap. They're going to have just 1 more lap. This is their final lap now to improve. They're currently sitting in 2nd. And they need to find 7/10 of a second. It's a lot of time to try to find. Checkered flag will be coming out after, I think, James Brown crosses the line, is my estimation. And you can see the gap that Charlie Smith has pulled to James Brown over this qualifying session. It's pulled about 6-7 seconds, and that is over 10 minutes. Charlie Smith is very, very rapid right now. The checkered flag is now out. Not seeing any improvements for the drivers that just came across the line. What about Team Superbad? Dark horses for this qualifying session. Head tucked down. It is an improvement, but not by enough. A 112.4. Still 6/10 shy of Charlie Smith in the CI Group N35 kart. Just waiting for the final couple of drivers to reach the start-finish line. Charlie Smith in his final lap. Same for James Brown as well. James Brown maybe, if he can find a few tenths, can jump ahead of Team Superbad and find a way onto the front row of the grid. Number 7 across the line then, the Wacky Races. Not going to improve. What about Charlie Smith? 100th shy of his personal best, and there goes James Brown over the line. 2/10 off his PB at 112.9. And that will see qualifying drawing to a close. So with this, we'll be back in a short bit then for our race session. All right, everyone. We are ready to get underway then for our 3-hour endurance. Got a few D-Maxes, got a lot of N35s, which tends to mean good battling out on circuit. CI Group starting on pole in both the N35 and the D-Max categories. So our N35s make their way through turn 7. That means our D-Maxes will be coming out of turn 8 within the next few seconds or so. And towards turn 9. So we get ready then to get underway for a 3-hour long endurance. A lot of racing, few pit stops. We'll see whether CI Group can get away flawlessly. They'll have one of the TRX carts right alongside them in the shape of the 108. Into the pits comes the pace cart, and we are ready to go racing here at Daytona Milton Keynes. Green flag, and away we go. Very good start from the TRX cart around the outside of turn 1. It's going to be side by side heading into the chicane of turns 2 and 3, but CI Group hold on to the lead. And we now look towards our N35s. William Stevenson lines up in second alongside Barry Morris for CI Group. This is going to be a good start. James Brown starting down in third with Ewan Clements in P4. Through turn 1 we go. It's a very good start from James Brown, who's already up the inside of William Stevenson into turn 2. Has to back out of the move as Clements just about holds on to P4. Narrow skin with the tyre barriers from whoever was in P5. But aside from that, the whole field makes their way through the opening set of corners very cleanly. Barry Morris with Stevenson right on his tail, followed by James Brown. 1, 2, 3. Nose to tail heading down into the carousel as here come the D-Maxes, and CI Group have a lead and a half. What has happened to the TRX racing cart? They've dropped down from second all the way to fourth. So there's been some kind of disaster somewhere on circuit, presumably down into turn 8. The CI Group are now just going to get their heads down and continue to extend their lead. That's the plan. And I think we're going to have a good battle for second place over the next few minutes. Here is Barry Morris still ahead of William Stevenson and James Brown heading through turn 10. James Brown very close to the back of Stevenson. Could have a think about the inside. Ewan Clements in a bit of no man's land at the moment. A second or so behind these top 3 and about 2 seconds ahead of the field behind him. Very early pit stop from someone. Through turn 4 they go, and who is into the pits? I don't think there was a black flag. So this is just a straight up pit stop. Maybe a driver change? No drivers are ready. Maybe a fueling? I don't know if you can do it this early. TRX driver though has been able to find his way through his TRX teammate up into third, and now looking for a way through into second. Up the inside he goes, and the 120 almost follows him through as well. So Corner Rascal Racing dropping from second down into third. But it is CI Group D-Max who lead the field, putting in low 106s, as that is the number 10 kart into the pit lane. Oh, Fox Motorsports. Barry Morris is not shaking William Stevenson right now as CI Group N35 and Team Superbad battle it out. James Brown just sitting behind the pair of them. And then number 10 kart comes out the pit lane just behind Ewan Clements. We'll see what they can do from this position. Remember, they are a lap down at this point. Again, not sure why they made that pit stop. I think it's too early to count towards one of the stops, but I could be wrong, as that is TRX Racing finding a way through on corner. Rascal Racing up into, or down into turn 9, I should say, because it is a slight decline or descent heading into that long left-hander. 65.9 from CI Group D-Max, 66.9 from TRX Racing going solo. So advantage CI Group in the 107 kart. Here is Barry Morris, William Stevenson now defending from James Brown, but they are still very, very close together. And this is what we want to see for some good battling. No trading of places just yet. James Brown looks like the most likely to make an overtake out of himself and Stevenson. Through turn 1 they go. And there is Ewan Clements. And then the Race Academy TRX2 and the Race Academy TRX5 nose to tail in their own little battle. Across the line comes CI Group D-Max. 66.0. Practically matching their personal best. 66.0 for TRX Racing going solo. 5.3 seconds is the gap between the pair of them. As that is another pit stop for the number 10 kart, so Fox Motorsports into the pits 2 times over the last few minutes. So they apparently getting their pit stops out of the way very early. As James Brown has fallen a bit back from William Stevenson. And Stevenson right on the back of Barry Morris. Team Superbad currently in second place as there goes the 13 up the inside of the 16. That's Amateur Hour Racing, taking the position away from TRX3. Meanwhile, up at the front, TRX Racing going solo. 106.1, taking 2/10 out of CI Group D-Max on that lap. And the gap is now 5.1 seconds between the pair of them. And here comes Barry Morris, closely followed by William Stevenson through the final corner. James Brown just slowly falling back for Laurie's Block Paving. Last time round, CI Group N35 and Team Superbad are 112.1s. Laurie's Block Paving are 112.3. That is a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it, that name? And the number 10 kart into the pits again for yet another stop. Going to be a quick jump out of the car. I wouldn't call it a run, a stroll around the car as he heads back in. And then the slow drive to the end of pit lane. Barry Morris, though, still has William Stevenson right behind him. CI Group, N35 and Team Superbad through turn 1 as they continue to drop. Laurie's Block Paving behind. This time round, pulling half a second clear of Mr. James Brown, and now just over a second between the pair of them. I tell you what, TRX Racing going solo are doing a good job. They're putting in some decent lap time, staying within 6 seconds of CI Group D-Max, as the pair of them are trading lap times. 6-5 though from TRX Racing going solo. They dropped 7/10 back. Ten minutes into the race. The number 16 cart of TRX3 come across the line. Taking 2/10 out of women racing in TRX up ahead. Number 10 car across the line to start a new lap. And there is a sign that the fuel bay is open. Stevenson have definitely pulled away from James Brown now.